All right, welcome back to BS Gaming, BS Nintendopes. I'm Blair.
I'm Steven.
We're starting up a new series here, Donkey Kong 64. We're playing it on our Wii U. We bought it off the Virtual Shop. Virtual console.
Yeah.
Same. It's all the same. They know what I'm saying. So we're just starting up here. Classic intro to every game there is. Set up the storyline, or what there is of it.
This one's got a more involved storyline than most of the other I guess Donkey Kong's always got a pretty decent one.
I know they like to put in puns. I just don't know how much they like to put in actual storyline. It's the classic, your old enemy came back and did the same thing that he did every other time you've ever encountered him. That tends to happen in all game franchises, I guess. Although I do love how Donkey Kong Island looks like Donkey Kong's head.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute and kind of weird all at the same time.
Well, the same thing with the K. Rool's ship. Looks just like King K. Rool.
Yeah.
So when they're right next to each other, you can say they're actually going like head to head. Yeah.
Very, very narcissistic characters apparently in this game. So, and I love their.
It was a longer opening than I remember it to be.
Yeah. I love the way that they redesign technology in games. You know, things that just exist and are real and everything within in the world, and then they take it and they do it in a completely impractical but very cute, very fun little way.
Oh, you mean like banana or barrel cannons and stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even the weapons that the characters end up using and everything, which is always fun. After playing so many modern games, it's so weird to look back at these 64-bit polygon characters and just the rough edges and everything.
This one, though, aged pretty well, I'm going to say, compared to a lot of other ones.
Yeah, I still think Mario 64 did the best aging that I've seen from this era.
Really? I think this one did so much better than 64. Like, 64, you can really see the rough edges to it. It's still good, but, it's aged.
Has it?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's been too long since I've actually played Mario 64. I've seen some footage and stuff on.
No, I went through and I replayed. Well, I didn't finish the whole thing, but I played, I don't know, a little bit of it, maybe about a year ago, and it's like you can see that they don't have a whole lot of texture to anything. Like, it's all very plain and basic. But I mean, it's from the early stages of the N64, so
Mario 64 was the launch title, I do believe, was it not?
I can't remember.
But in that regards, though, I think that some of the Super Nintendo games, especially the Donkey Kong games on the Super Nintendo, aged actually better than some of the 64 games have.
Yeah, Donkey Kong 64 or Donkey Kong Country still looks really good.
Yeah, just the pre-rendered graphics and that 3D effect that they were able to create really held through better than even some other Super Nintendo and Nintendo games from the 8 and 16-bit era. They really pulled something with that.
Oh, there's spoken word plot without subtitles happening.
Huh.
You get the gist of it, though. K. Rool has kidnapped everyone. Donkey Kong's got to save them all.
So is this like a view screen? Where is Donkey Kong when he's looking? Oh, okay. He's got a camera in Donkey Kong's house, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to even really be.
Because it comes up all the time. He's always just looking at Donkey Kong in what looks like a cage, but then it's not a cage.
Yeah.
There we go. And this thing can get really annoying.
What?
The bird?
Yeah, but you have to pay attention to it because you never did, and then because of that, you got lost and confused in a lot of things.
Well, no, because what I was trying to do is most games you just hit the A button once and it skips the scrolling out of the text and you can just read it. But this one, it just throws it away. And here it's like scrolling.
Yeah.
Usually they'd have a whole separate bubble rather than hiding some of the words at the top.
Well, again, this is an older game. Oh god, the camera controls.
The Nintendo 64. I mean, they were, like you said earlier, it was early stages. They were still learning about it, but they never had good camera control.
No, well, I mean, it was gaming's weird, awkward puberty phase where things were weird and growing in places, and no one could quite understand what was happening, and so you get weird things like camera angles don't quite work, controls that are a little bit clunkier than they should be because they may not have known how to tighten up the controls back then.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This was probably one of the first 3 or 4 games released in a 3D environment. Other than your Mario Karts on the earlier things, and even them, they weren't true 3D environments or anything like that. Yeah, I guess you were talking
about N64 games in general. I thought you meant this one. This one came along pretty late in the N64's life.
Yeah,
because this one came shipped with the expansion pack, which was great because I didn't have one until this game came out, and I needed one because I had I gotta remember which buttons are which. Is there no shoulder? There it is.
Apparently they had to ship the expansion pack with DK64 because there was a game-breaking glitch that they could not get rid of. Mm-hmm. And so it was either scrap the game entirely, which was pretty much completely done, or ship an expansion pack. But then I don't think they added extra money onto the value of it. Like, they didn't throw that cost onto the... the company has said that it cost them an absolute fortune to make that decision, but it was basically the only way to get the game out. Yep. Which...
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, but
which is a great thing that they did.
It also helped because after this, I ended up picking up... I think after this, shortly, there was Majora's Mask got released, and that one, required the expansion pack, but didn't come with it. If I remember correctly, it's been a long time.
No, yeah, the N64 came out almost 20 years ago now.
Really? Oh, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah,
because I wanted it when I was a little kid.
We're playing this in 2016, and, I mean, I believe the N64 came out in the late 90s.
Oh, yeah, rumble packs were a thing back then, too, because this thing's going crazy in my hand.
Oh, those things always went through so many batteries.
I never had one, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't, although I did miss it in... Oh, what was that? Actually, I think that was Majora's Mask again when you had the... You never played it.
No.
But there was an item you could get that let you... the controller would rumble if you were near a secret, like a secret underground thing. It was more or less useless, just kind of like a gimmick, but I never got to use it.
Actually, so in June of this year will be the 20th anniversary of the N64.
Okay.
Yeah, the rumble packs. I had rumble packs.
Oh,
they did go through batteries. They were good for some games. There were necessities in some games. In some games, it was just kind of like they'd just go off all the time for no reason.
This kind of feels like one of those. Like, it vibrates when the barrel explodes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need that, but I get why they did it, because it was something new and fancy that they had.
Even now, they're always trying to find a new way to interact with their player. Like that, I think that's a large part of where motion control in the Wii came from, was just
That one.
they didn't want to hand players just another they didn't want to hand players just another controller to play with. Like they wanted a new interaction with their players. They wanted a new interaction with their with the games. That's where a lot of the motion control and such came from.
Oh, why do I keep pressing that button?
That is completely the wrong button.
Yeah, I might have to switch that. Well, because
Right.
my fingers rest on the triggers more than the buttons, so I want to hit the right trigger instead of the right bumper to do the camera. That's the button that controls the camera rotation. So I might change that in between in between episodes. This is where you get the ground pound.
Yeah.
Simeon slam, whatever. It's the ground pound. It's always been called the ground pound.
Well, it's basically the exact same thing that Mario had in 64.
Yeah.
Which I like that this game doesn't feel too much like Mario 64. Well, it kind of because Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario World, they're such completely different games.
Mm-hmm.
These games are so very closely similar that, but then they're not. That makes it really. It always sucks when you pick up a game and it's like, oh yeah, this is just a clone.
Yeah.
Which in the early days of gaming we went through a lot. It's just the same game over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So, although some of the things, it's weird that he just hands you a potion and all of a sudden a potion teaches you how to do extra.
That's just video game thing.
Video game logic, gotta love it.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And the squawking bird as per normal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this introduced what was his name? K. Lumsey?
Yes.
Yeah, Clumsy, because his name was a pun on Clumsy.
They all are puns on something.
Okay, yeah, I know all about them. Just teaching me about the teleport things, I know all about them. Oops, no. It's P to swim faster. Is it? Yes.
No, I didn't realize that worked on the top. I thought that only worked when you went underground.
When you're under the water, B is actually swim slower.
No.
And A is swim faster.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not. This is the thing that I don't understand.
What?
Well, there's one of the golden bananas locked in here, and I do not know how to get there fast enough.
Is there?
Yeah. It's all available right now. I don't think you can actually get it. The trigger for it is on the one side of the room, and the actual banana and the cage it's behind is on the other side. And I've done everything I can think of, and I just cannot get there on time.
You might not be able to do it right away. You might have to free Clumsy first.
Yeah, that's what I eventually figured out might be the case.
Yay! He's so happy.
He's so happy he jumps up and down and opens up your new... There it is.
Are we gonna finish that sentence or what?
Opens up the next beginning, or your first world, and gives you your first golden banana. Yeah, it's kind of funny how they make their puns. K. Rool for cruel, K. Lumsy for clumsy.
I actually didn't realize that K. Rool was the joke it was, cruel.
Yeah.
For the longest time. I'm thinking I was in high school before I figured it out. Because I never really thought of it. It's just he was always King K. Rool. He just always was King K. Rool, even in that weird TV show that we had.
Yeah.
This one?
Yep. And that's on the other side of the room. So figure out how to get there fast enough, because you have 8 seconds. And you do not move very fast.
No, which means you need to get someone who does move very fast.
Oh.
And
Is that
that's
one of the other...
reason why there's a Lanky barrel right next to there, because you need Lanky to get it.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know who Lanky is.
Yeah, well...
I never played much... I never played much Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong Country or any of the games, other than the original Donkey Kong with Jumpman and Pauline? Paula?
Paulette?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's Mario. I was just... They later changed his name, but yeah. And Golden Bananas opened up the area. I did play a lot of that. I even played the old Mario Brothers game, not the Super Mario Brothers, but like the Mario Brothers where you played against each other. I played that a lot on old arcades. We had one in a local pizza shop where I grew up, and that was really neat. They also had an old, like an original Pac-Man. They must have been hitting you while you were looking at the...
I don't think so. I don't think that would count. Alright. So we've got the bananas. We've got the stage open. And with that, we are going to end this episode. First episode. It wasn't a very eventful one, but next one we'll get right into Jungle Japes and...
tutorials, you know how they are. Alright, well, once again, this has been BS Nintendopes playing Donkey Kong 64. I'm Blair.
I'm Steven.
And subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. Like the video if you enjoyed this video. Really helps us out. And leave a comment below about your experiences with 3D, your first experiences with 3D gaming on the 64. We will see you next time. Have a good one.
Have a good one.